How would George do it? George say, take my funk to P-Funk. I want to get funked up. I want to bomb. I want to P-Funk. I don't want my funk stepped on. Make my funk to P-Funk. I want to get funked up. I want to bomb. I want to P-Funk. Don't want my funk stepped on. You know how I do it. We give thanks to the directions. Because you never know when you may need to go in a certain direction. When you want a little push. Got a little carried away. It got to sounding good. Shit got good to me. Ooh, this one ain't next. This one is. All right. Sending out these high Saturday morning vibes. The energy of the blue argonite for you, baby. Feel the blue argonite balancing you out. Have fun with it, baby. Have fun with it. All right. That sounded good. Sounded good to me. Well, I go by the name of Big Pontiac, 8-Win, Time Lord, and welcome to the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am also the holder of the infinite spiritual ball game as created by the Hero Twins. And I am also that one and only, your galactic daddy-o, welcoming each and every one of the Chocolate Mountaineers on my galactic patio. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And tonight we are still doing it big. Let me show you how big we do it. We bring in boxes. We bring in boxes of the shake. We bring in boxes of it. Carefully going in it. Picking a crisp, very cold. You can see the frost coming off it as we prepare the glass. Did you hear that? Freshness, goodness. And what we have here is the shake, 5.9 alcohol, baby. And we see this golden amber chocolate goodness, and you just wish you were me right now. You just so wish you were me. You guys wish you were me right now. Right now, you just want to be here pouring this cold drink and smelling that good aroma. We're not done tonight. We're going to do it tonight. We are not done. So, pop them if you got them. And tonight, we stepping this shit up. This is the Unicorn Luca. And what you kind of do is you hit these buttons a few times. Still might crap out on me. And I ain't charged them yet, so I'll mess with it. But smoke them if you want them, for sure. I probably need to charge it. I'll keep messing with it. It's brand new. Oh, there we go. And motherfucker turns on, and you hold it down and hit this motherfucker. Oh, yeah. It is the good times. I don't need another one at this moment. So thank you, though. Thank you for thinking I needed one. Crazy Sarge, how you doing, brother? Okay. Oh, you got it restored. Okay. Glad to see you back. Glad to see you back, for sure. Brother James, what is happening? Oh. The best hat collection. My daughter was just talking that stuff the other day. Oh, man. Brother Lobo, good show tonight. I wanted to point out, I was watching the game, and it's a point where really, if you study it, you kind of see where it's leaning. I mean, really, you can kind of see where it was leaning. And as I was looking, I was like, oh, because remember, Beverly had 1.3 turnovers straight starting the fourth quarter, or maybe at the 8-9 minute mark. They had 3 turnovers. Once 22 came down, Beverly came down and just fell. Edwards just took a light one-handed shot and it didn't go anywhere. It was like 3 turnovers. But when the commercial hit, of course they had, they're going to play again if it goes game 7. But then in the corner they had, it'd be Golden State in what time? So that made me think, this is kind of leaning the other way. Oh, and I'll say one thing that was so important to understand about that game and to see the scripting in it. They took Vanderbilt out. And that's when Clark was getting all them rebounds. You notice that the last couple minute or half, they put him back in. Usually they play Vanderbilt and McDaniels together. They kept the little guard out there and took Vanderbilt out and put McDaniels in, and they wasn't getting any rebounds. One possession, Memphis had 3 rebounds in a row. 3 rebounds, offensive rebounds in a row, and then they hit a 3. So that was telling right there. That was telling. Why would you take him out? He was really arguably the best defender. He's arguably the best defender, and you take him out at that crucial time. That was some bullshit. Hey, brother PJ, what is happening? What's happening, PJ? I was in the hat store or the clothing store or the sports store, lids. The lids that's got the clothes in it, the jerseys. And it's like, I am as the same way when I go into crystal stores, it's like all the crystals is telling me to take them. And I'm looking at all these jerseys and shit, which one I want. I told PJ this. They're holding a Russell Wilson for me. This jersey was $300 and some because he got traded. The lady that's making my hat, and I think she fucked it up, but I'll show it tomorrow. I got to go get it. But I'm getting one for $20. $20. They had PJ said I should grab. They had a couple Hardings. They didn't have any more extra large. They had some large. They had the Brooklyn Hardings. But I mean, these are jerseys. Like she said, the Hardings was $10. And I think I'm gonna get a Chicago Negro League because I got the Chicago Negro League jersey. I just need to take it to the cleaners. Need to buy the hat off of the other because I got some, wool black Negro League team stuff. So I was, went out to the outlet and shit. Got a bunch of walking. And got a few things. This is acid Cuba. I forgot I had it and it had it. I'd have been done half chewed it up. I tell you, I just want to thank everybody, people that come in and leave comments. It helps so much with the confidence, so much in, just wanted to come on here and tell my piece. And everybody knows, if you put out content, make sure I know, because I will watch you and support and try to do comments on your channels. Because that's what it's about. It's like, we get the juice to everybody. That's how it should be. Everybody gets the juice. I mean, you look at the ex-pro basketball player. He's been doing the same thing for a year. Talk about other players. And do the same charity that's been done over and over again. Give out shoes. Give out, they've been doing this forever. So, no solutions. No solutions, no unity, no speaking of unity, no speaking of trying to about to be outer space hitting that. There you go. Hey, I'll tell you. Did you see dancing up on his dad during the post-game interview? Well, I'll say this. Kind of, if you didn't see, it was kind of setting up disrespect. Because he did the dance Jefferson was doing, catching TDs, doing that shit. He did it on the Timberwolves motto at half court. That's where he started. I thought that was like, they gonna be talking about that shit next year. That was disrespectful right there. I thought, the daddy had to drink, so I think they was telling the daddy to go but stay back because the daddy had been getting greased up in there. When I was in Lids, it was some people, it was father and two of his boys, and one of his boys had money. The other one, so he bought his little brother some gear so they could go to the game. They all bought gear. And I had the dude laughing when I was telling him about Natalie didn't want me to go to the game with my friends. He's like, man, yeah, that's chill. Because he said the same thing. He said, this is my weekend. I'm about to take the boys to the game. And this was about, game didn't come on till 8 here. So this was about 5:30. In the store laughing. Oh, they'll retro them. Okay, shoot you. I'm gonna go pick them other ones up. Them $10 ones. They'll be in there because I think the place closed at 7, and I left 5:30 or 6. What's funny? Up here, it's still cold. It's still cold, so the raincoat's still out, sweatshirts, hoodies still out. I mean, it was like 59, 60, but rainy. It's supposed to be rainy all weekend. But tomorrow at this time, I'm going to ring it in right. I'm going to bring out I'm going to put my bench together, all my exercise equipment, bring my rope out because I think everything is better, and start getting it. I'm moving my bed tomorrow. I'm moving my bed to my head sits in the east. I'm moving that tomorrow. Because, we're going to have the long days. May is the long days. And if, you really like the daytime, I mean, this is the best time of the year for that. Now, right now, it's thunderstorming out here. They've been keeping these high winds here. They've been keeping the rains. They predict rain the next shit till Tuesday, Wednesday. So, no thank no. His dad is definitely his handler. Yeah, that's possible too. Yeah. Yeah, his dad got to be his handler. Hey, King Kane, how you doing, man? PJ say they get giddy. Yeah, that's how it works. I mean, I was thinking that I told the story before about my son. We had a good friend. You know, I was as I tell stories about people, Tony was like, Tony came into our life. I was roughing the game. It was the end of the season. For me, it was like we was gonna be done, and I think till football. Or I'm trying to think. It was the end of spring basketball that was stopping at that point, and then going into to doing summer basketball. It was like so. It was a couple of weeks break, and met him. I'm like, man, because my son must have been 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there, fifth, sixth, seventh grade, somewhere in there. And I was just cracked on him, like, hey, Tony, what's happening? And I was like, do you have tryouts for your boys? What do you do? And he was like, yeah. He's like, how old is he? Because technically my son was a little younger than everybody else. He was a little younger, but shoot, for the next 2 years, he took my son everywhere. Where I refed and stuff. And there was time my car was broke down. He'd come get him, and Tony was doing it. And I've told this story. I've told about Tony. Tony was living on the Mississippi River. Like north of me, when I used to live in Champlin, I probably lived 15 minutes from the Mississippi River. Not that far. I mean, it's north. It's parts of it, but it's parts way north of me. His house was on Mississippi. There's people, because you got them boats, and we got locks that you can go into St. Croix. So it's a long way. Mississippi River, it's locks everywhere. So and Tony was driving an S class. Shit, this must have been 6, 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. He was driving a new S class, living in that $1 million home out there. But he was like one of the most. Now I do think he was a handler in a way, in his very own way. Just the way it just seemed. I've watched other cats, and that's kind of what he was. But Tony was a hothead. I mean, I saw him go off on his daughter in front of everybody, like he verbally beat her down, in front of everybody. Hey, B Brown, what's happening? ACO, but thank you for joining. But yeah, he like just in front of everybody, just tongue lashed her. And I saw him a few times. I mean, we played ball. We'd play with the boys back when so it must have been like 7, 8, somewhere in there, because I was still playing a little bit. And he was doing well. I mean, like we'd hang out, he'd point out where, he's like, I own this lot. So if you want to get in on this, he was doing it. So the boys got to play in high school ball. His son went to Champlin, all through the Champlin system, good athlete. My son went there, I think he was in 11th grade. Yeah. And asking his people, where Tony? And they was like, he's out of town. It's like, damn. And I guess he got caught with a pistol and ended up doing time over it. That's all I could get. And everybody I asked that I knew that knew him, that's the only answer I'm getting, that he had a gun charge. And I know his family ain't living. I mean, I think he was divorced from his wife anyway, because he showed some crazy. But what happens is, when that rage gets, it's a fire that'll just keep making that thing burn and build up and build up and build up. And if you don't recognize that you're saying things from rage and being mad, that does come with maturity. Hey, Dread, how you doing, man? Thank you. Hey, Brother Moray, what's happening? So I've overcome that. Being a cop helped me overcome that. And let me see if I can get y'all to see this shit. I know it's an old motherfucker, but this is the pimp. This is like 1990 on the motherfuckers, carrying that 226, and on my shirt there I had a motherfucking the first 40 cal, and I think it was a full size Glock, Glock 43, something like that. Yeah, I had that under the shirt. And had a 2-shot Derringer in my pocket all the time. And a shotgun, of course. I was big time square. It looked like a square. And let me tell you, you know, like I was saying, you can't really see this, but you can see it a little bit. I'm wearing gold glasses because, you know, I was a hustler before I did this. You see that? See that? Them glasses is gold. I mean, like the frames, the arms, the stems, whatever you want to call them, all that is gold. I had bracelets, watch, and I'm up in there riding down on people. Hey Jack, how you doing? They're gonna keep shaming Minnesota sports. Cat a sellout. Don't take Edwards away either. The way Edwards did that fake stealing the ball. It's fake stealing the ball. You know. You look like my late grandfather. Okay. I guess I could be. I guess I could be. My daughter, her children are like 5, 4 or 5, and I think her oldest he's got to be 8 or 9 now. You know, I don't personally know my older daughter, but she knows who I am, and I always knew who she was. But she does have 2 children. And so if they took the only kind of real DNA that's real is if they took DNA from them, they took DNA from me, they would have my DNA. 100%. 100%. Shame in Minnesota sports. You know, I think they're setting up. They're going to set up this as a rivalry. Oh, another tell, Lobo. Another tell was when was Ty when Ty Jones hit the 3. When Ty Jones hit that first 3 tonight, I was like, okay, this is for them. When he hit that 3, I was like, okay, when Ty hit the 3, Trey or Ty, I forget which brother. I want to say that's Ty, Trey, I forget. But when he hit that 3, I really, that convinced me that they had it. And he hit that 3. It was about 3 minutes left, maybe 4 something left. But when he hit that 3, I was like, that to me, I was like, okay, this is gonna go towards them. And this is trying to set up these competitive things again, the narratives. I mean, they sold that place out. You know, they made competitive games. It's going to help ticket sales next week. Y'all saw A-Rod there. A-Rod bought the team. This is 1 year, so Taylor is going to be involved again this year. Coming up, next year coming up, the previous owner has this year left, and then A-Rod and the billionaire, I can't think of his name, they buying the team. But it's like a 2-year where he going to work with them because they ain't got the money. That's what it is. It's like Michael Jordan, I said before, I think Michael Jordan's initial bid, I think it was $30 million. I think his initial loan was something like $30 million against $300 million or something. That's what was applied. He owed $300 million, but he only had to pay $30 million. Now, we just saw a dude buy a service for $44 billion. But do you see how Michael Jordan how they helped him get that? And if you study any real financial people, it's these kind of terms that can make you successful. I mean, sometimes I have friends that have houses and they bought the houses and they, you know, got somebody that fit in where they working, could buy the house in a certain amount of time. Those kind of arrangements are made all the time. They had a product out called Kickerball. It is a soccer ball that curves on its own. The commercial is interesting because it shows a soccer ball going through a basketball hoop. Well, yeah. Lorenzo has that. I think Lorenzo still has the glove with the ball where you see him put the transmitter. It's not the transmitter, but you see him put the brain in the ball, like the USFL. They say they had in balls. But yeah, it was a commercial years ago. They showed that, and that it had a different name, but they was like, you can bend them like Beckham. That's what they showed. It was a ball that did what Beckham would do. So it shows you Beckham had help even back then to make them balls bend around. It's one guy's on there, and I can't think of his name. He's got a YouTube channel, and he shows a lot of that weird soccer. where it's impossible to make the shots, but yet they make them. Oh, to finish my point. So the first time I saw grip gloves was a commercial, and the first part of the commercial talked about the ball. The second part of the commercial had one glove with a ball, and the ball would stick to it. It only had one glove though, but it was one glove in the ball. When you threw the ball, it would stick to the glove, the one glove. And that same commercial that talked about to make the ball do that. And then Lorenzo found a football with two gloves that they they say it's a practice ball for high school. So the technology you can't deny that the technology is there. Because the way they show that technology as practice stuff. It will help people, help people. Tesla bought Twitter. Yeah, exactly. The added goal line technology in the soccer goals. Yeah, well, yeah, but in the USFL balls had to change the balls because of putting the meters in there, and putting those in the balls. And so they switched balls. Now, I don't know if they took it out because it's been a basketball that Kobe put out years ago. That it would count how long you dribbled. Them been out. It was a Kobe ball. The first time I saw that commercial was one of Kobe's balls that he was showing. Kobe did two of the first things that Kobe put out there. Kobe put out the first ball that had a pump. It would pump itself back up. I don't know if y'all remember that. But Kobe came out with that ball. You could pump the ball back up. And then Kobe came out with a ball, showing the ball that when you dribble it count your dribbles and whatever else. But that ball been out. That could do that. So they can't lie and say the technology ain't there because it is. Wow, Lobo. Wow. Don't be surprised. So, like, I'm reading that book Interference, and it's like Roselle and Bowie Q, who's the baseball commissioner, even though they admit that they associated with gamblers. The commissioner said they had to associate with gamblers so they could keep an eye on if the money shifted funny. This is their explanation. They say they had to know gangsters and bookmakers because if there was shady money, the money was sliding, or they had to take the money off the game off the board because it was unnatural money movement. And the NFL had this from the beginning. And now that they're in business with them, they get a percentage. So they're just bringing this shit out in the open. That's all they're doing. And they ain't it's never going to be not controlled. Long as the people that run these systems run them, they will always be scripted. And even if they come out and admit, Lobo said it, I've said it, it would only be a story for a little while and would go away. If they came out at the end of the Super Bowl and said, well, this was a great script, and you guys know we scripted this shit now, but I know y'all enjoyed it. We'll see you in a few months at the draft. People would talk about it. They'd have all the sports heads. Well, I don't really know what to think about it. What do you think, Stephen A. Smith? It's a travesty. It's a travesty of mistake. I don't know what I'm going to talk about now. I can't talk about these people bad because they know it's a script and I'm supposed to talk bad about them. And what am I going to do now that all is out? So, and like they said, Embiid being hurt, Jalen Rose said it. Why are you out there? And we was talking about, I think Lobo last night was talking about Derrick Rose. Why was Derrick Rose in the game when he hurt his knee? They were winning in the playoffs. They had the game. He shouldn't have been in there. Embiid, it was 4 minutes left in a blowout. So that makes you wonder, is it real? It's a blowout game, 4 minutes left. Why are you in the game? And I've seen people with broken orbital bones, and I've watched their reaction. Now, we all have different pain tolerances. Mm. Yeah, it was the pump up ball. Yeah, yeah. I swear they messed with Lamar Jackson this past season because he was on the Barstool Sports saying he knew the game winning field goal was altered somehow. I had to get him killed too. Mario Hazanada is a prime example of a player speaking out and it getting swept under the rug. There you go. But it's been like that. Stephen A. Simp at the Indeed. That's gonna be the Sixers' excuse for losing the series if they lose. I don't think they're gonna lose. I still don't think they're gonna lose. I'm still going with Oscar. He gonna come back wearing a mask, and I'm gonna say this on all seriousness. Now listen to me now. He's going to come back with a mask that looks like my face. Watch, he's gonna have my face on the mask, and he's gonna be hooping. And then you're gonna know something. What was Kyrie did the movie where the old dudes was hooping? So don't be surprised if you see like it looked like my face on his body, and I'm dominating. Remember Kyrie made the movie about the old dudes? So see, and he could take the mask off, and then when he put it back on, he magically would just turn it out. Oh, I don't know if Read My Soul is watching, but I like to show shit. I get shit and I like to show the shit because I am a shoe junkie. I am a hat, jersey, clothes, jewelry. But practical. I mean, the box is kind of dope. LeBron flying. I don't know what model these motherfuckers is. Here we go. LeBron Soldier 14s, I'm guessing. So I don't know what season, but this shit is fly in the motherfucker. Get back. Okay. Now, this is that sock technology that came out about 1993, where they really just made like a sock that fits you. This is where that technology is from. And this is, you've got Air Zoom, but you have Air Zoom like there, and this plate here. I don't know what this is called. I do remember that seems like a little bit of penny, but y'all can add. But this is like the sock. And look at the mesh there in case you got stinky feet. But Air Zoom all through here. And look at that tread. I guess this is like a gray, black, blue. And black matches everything, but it's the sock thing. I think these joints were... I don't see the receipt. It's in this shit somewhere. I think these was 120. Soldiers. I like hoop shoes. I don't think I can play pickleball in them, but I can walk in them without them bothering me too much. Must be on my bed. There we go. Sorry, neighbors. Sorry about that. Oh, get my can back right. Oh, come on. Oh, but this has been a great day. I'm looking forward to May. I don't care if it gets warm or not. It's coming. Great day today. Going to be a better day tomorrow. Even next week, the energy is just, I'm moving with it, with the way it's moving. It's moving for me. And, it's like you can't be down. You have to fight. As I said, you have to fight even though you want to cry. Yeah, Drew said earlier that it beat the mask. Those are nice. Well, thank you, man. I don't know how old they are. From my experience, the LeBron sneakers stay falling apart. Man, I should get up and show you mine. I got some that they don't last there. They really do. The ones I just put in my storage, they hadn't broke down. So I haven't. I have another pair of soldiers. I have the New York Knicks soldiers, the ones with the strap. Uh, Probably the 11, 12s. Yeah, I really haven't had any bad problems with them. Now, the worst thing I did see, I bought LeBron's 5 or 6 for my son after he had ankle issues, and it was the wrong shoe for him. He kept turning his ankle in them, and it didn't really hit me till later. It was the shoes. We should have switched the shoes up. It's like the shoes was too built up for his ankle, the strength of his ankle. So that was the only time I really saw a problem. Tomorrow I'll bring them all out here. Mine is pretty good, still pretty good shape. Subscriber from Lobo's live stream mentioned Patrick Ewing's finger roll being manipulated. What's your take? Absolutely. Absolutely. It was no reason for, well, first of all, it was no reason for him to finger roll it. He was in position just to poke it. He was in a position just to drop it. He turned his wrist. He went to the basket free, and he turned his wrist instead of just reaching out and dropping it. So even if I would say both, but I wondered why he did a finger roll. You know, and you can't do it. You have to kind of lift it high. You have to kind of lift it high when you finger roll. I told the story with my boy, fast break. He's about 6, 7 years old, and he just flipped it. I mean, put all that spin on it. And that's what it's about. It's like watch Gerving do it. You shoot it high. You put all that spin up on it high. But if you let the ball go forward, the ball will bounce off the back like it did. Now, so I could say both was probably there. They probably made sure he didn't miss it. But the type of shot he took, I ain't letting him off the hook for the type of shot he took. That shot made no sense. And then his look afterward, like looking at the rim. You know, you like a pickleball, you miss the ball and you look at the paddle like, damn, did the mug go through here? Yeah, super light. I put one on. I didn't even waste time putting the other one on. I put one on and took a step like, oh, I like these. And I got to get new shoes. I got to wear new shoes all the time, especially in the summer. Now I'm getting this new job. I'm taking I only got to work 4 hours a day. I'm going to try. But, you know, for 60 years old, finally from having my Achilles torn and then getting a blood clot removed from my leg and then getting surgery on both wrists and then get surgery on both hands, you know, it's like that kind of thing beats you up. But you just have to do your best to come back. I had another pair of LeBrons a few years ago that had the mesh coming on. Oh, yeah, bet. That's what's good about Nike. You send them back, they'll send you a new pair. Or you take them back to the store, but even if the Nikes go bad or the Jordans, you send them back to the factory. If it's a factory problem, they still do that. I guess I did that for years. I told you when I got done with maybe it's the one with the diamonds, the Ferrari version. Was that the 15, something like that? And then they sent me the ones with the spats over it. That was the worst one ever. It was literally like I went. My shoes it was like time. I had played semi-pro in them. I had probably played 60 plus games and no telling how much pickup ball, but 60 games at least that season. Can't tell you how much pickup ball and then reffing. I mean, so I sent them back thinking I'm going to get at least them back. And no, they sent me the worst Jordan ever. Whatever that was, 16 maybe, that was the worst one ever. The grip was horrible. The fit was horrible. That spat, it made no sense. It made no sense. I used to have a card to all the Jordans. I need nice shoes, big size 15, need comfort. You know, my natural size is probably 13 and a half. With my custom made orthotics, most 14s, I can't get them in 13s. So I have to get if I want to wear my orthotics, I got to buy 14. So I can. But I've had 14s without orthotics too. It's like my foot. One of my feet is about 13 and a half, and the other one's 13. Yeah, and the only thing kept growing. But at the hospital when I had them looking at my knee, now I did have my shoes on, but I'm 6'1" with my shoes on, so. Them the 14s, okay, the 14s, okay. Yeah, I used to have the little cards. That's what was cool is like when they used to even when they were selling the knockoffs, and I've told the story many times. When I moved to Minnesota, that the knockoffs them Africans was getting, them was the shoes. It was only one pair. That the first couple of years, it was only one pair. It was like I got the sixes, or whichever one had that clear white bottom. They couldn't duplicate that. I tried to hoop in them. I was like, oh no, these ain't hoop shoes. Like, oh no, these ain't hoop shoes. And I think I went to one place. Then first time the Carmelos came out, I think the Carmelos was real, but I think the Jordans I got could have been. I mean, it was the same quality it seemed that them Africans was selling. And I told this one of my stores when I first moved to Minnesota, somebody ran their truck in it because he had two walls. He had two walls just full of these knockoffs that was great knockoffs. And somebody ran into his store and took one whole side. That is how in demand them things was, because he had a glass front. There was in that high demand. Ooh, I like tobacco too much. The ones with the spats are the 16s. Oh, yeah, they had like the torpedo points. Like those were horrible shoes. And I mean, they sent them to me brand new. You know, sent one in, Jordan in, they sent me them back. And I started trying to hoop in them. It's like, oh, what did they send me? I went and bought another Jordans. I ain't buy them or bought something else. Oh, yeah, it was thick. Yeah, that was one thing. You know, they're them Somalians. You know, the Somalians are here, Black Hawk Down. And Black Hawk Down is just this simple to know the politics. The American CIA back one side, the other side won. And the way it is over there is tribes. So what they did is the CIA backed one tribe. That tribe lost the war. And what do you do to traitors? What do you do to traitors that are working with someone else to take down the country that you live in? You're working with somebody else. I've said that before. I brought that question up before. So that's why all the Somalians is here. No doubt. Woo. And they put them in the garages before the computers took over the garages. Still, they put them in the cabs until Uber. There's a lot of sick people up in here too, because it's plenty of medical rides. They give medical rides here. So they make sure you can get to the hospital. There's something wrong with you. You can get to the store. They help people. This is a good state for that. Michigan, not so much. Michigan is the opposite of that. I mean, the bullshit my brother has to do to help his children that other states help do. So, oh yeah, they was bootlegging like hell. It's everything. Now, let me say this too. Now, you know, the brothers got in on it. The brothers got in on the bootlegging. And the brothers started selling the stuff, you know, stuff that was, you know, hot sometime too. But they put it in their stores and sell it. You can't really prove clothes most of the time. You can't prove that the clothes was taken. So, but what I like doing, and as I said, I've met dudes. I like shooting craps, especially when I was younger. I was shooting. I was buying clothes from this one dude and buying all his hats and shit. And he was like, "Man, you be coming in here with them hundreds all the time. We gamble such day." Shit, I was in there with them two pistols. You know, when I won, I'm walking up out of here. And y'all can see this. I'm like, remember the movie The Killer? He had them two pistols. I walk out of there, win. And, you know, I'll shoot a little bit. But if I win nice, you win and shit. Walk out with pistols. Pull them pistols out. Walk to your car in peace. It's like that. Yes, it's like that. And I will shoot one of you fools. Can't be a sucker. Can't be a sucker. I mean, when you walk in a place like that, you always got to have that kind of thing on your mind. It'd be like, really? I'll be thinking I'll rob these motherfuckers, really? I kind of had that state of mind, too. I'm like, shit, can I rob these motherfuckers? Motherfuckers think they plotting on me. I'll be plotting on them. Beat injured championship. Embiid is no championship for 76ers. I don't know. I ain't gonna. Larry Bird, it seems that Larry Bird was really that good, but then again, do you feel like they gave him extra assists? I mean, they drafted good. They elevated Cornbread Maxwell. Them first couple Bird championships, and look who they beat. They beat Houston. Larry Bird beat the Lakers once, and he beat Houston twice. And look at them Houston teams. They had a rookie Kareem, Ralph Sampson, and then before it was Moses Malone on the Houston team and Robert Reed. Wasn't the Lakers. Remember when Ralph Sampson, his manipulated shot, he just threw it up in the air? Like he just threw it kind of behind him and it went in, knocked the Lakers out, put Houston up in there. Remember that one? That's who Larry Bird beat in the finals. They beat Magic once. Didn't Magic beat like Larry Bird like 3 times in the finals, something like that? Magic beat Dr. J twice. And Dr. J, they blew out, they swept, didn't they? No, 4-5-4. Yeah, they swept the Lakers. 83, they swept them. So, as I said before, the tragedy of Larry Bird is he lost a year. He lost a year in college. He probably was an older born anyway. That's what I'm guessing too. It was like he probably turned 19 really quick in his freshman year. That's what I'm guessing. We'd have to look up his birthday. But as I said before, Larry Bird didn't go in the league until he was 24 or 25. I want to say he was 25. And he really only had 4 they gave Larry Bird 3 MVPs, but that was kind of it if you looked at his numbers. I watched an interesting show, and I might be subscribed to the dude. I can't think of his name, but he was showing, I know it's going to be in my likes somewhere, but he showed, how Larry Bird fell off, how he fell off. Now, the seasons that he was great, yeah, he was really great. He was really great. And they show his personality, and that's part of what shortened his career. I mean, being cheap and not paying a company to lay his mother's driveway, he did it, hurt his back. So that was another problem. Little older, when he got hurt, he couldn't bounce back. He had a good squad. McHale, really good guy. Kevin McHale, we used to coach here, living here for a long time. He grew up here. Embiid is injured. No championship for them. I told you. I'm telling you, he could watch. When you see that mask, y'all going to know. Y'all going to know what's going on. He going to put that mask on and he going to just like, woohoo, like in the old Michael Space Jam, and, they got the shit in them. They're like, ooh. I was watching The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and the machine comes up with 42, and 42 is that is melanin. That's what he's telling you. The ultimate answer to the ultimate question is melanin, niggas. That's what he's telling you. Magic beat Bird twice. Okay, he beat Bird twice. Okay, so he was 2-1, and he beat him in college. I remember back in the day when I lived in the VA, the military mall, had a brother that bootleg shoes, jerseys, your name, and it was balling. This fool opened up another store up in the Hamptons and got knocked. Yeah, it's finding people to work with you, and to sit there and know, what neighborhood you in, and beat out indefinitely. He cracked his face. Well, he cracked his other side of his face. He broke the other side of his face before. He broke the right side before in 18 and 19, I think they said. And then he did the other side. So watch. He going to have a gray beard and a mask, turning him out. Watch. I don't know. I don't know if I'm be able to do a show after that. I go out there and put 40 on somebody. No timetable return. That don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. If they can give him a mask. Rip Hamilton wasn't hurt and played, what, 3 seasons with a mask? Rick Hamilton played 3 or 4 seasons with a mask and he wasn't hurt. He said he got so used to it, he didn't want to play without it. He might have played up to 5 seasons with a mask. I don't quite remember. So that mug can wear a mask. I don't know, maybe like glue something right here, you know, keep it together. Or glue it in the mask, you know. Be like, you know, put the mask on and glue it kind of to his face so it's kind of holding it in. You be like that a little bit. Ooh, you know, finger roll. Watch George Gervin. George Gervin does a finger roll baseline. Look this one up. George Gervin goes baseline and he's kind of sideways and he just, and you know, Gervin was 6'7", almost 6'8". I mean, lengthy, long arm, and he just flips it. I mean, he flips it higher than the whole backboard. You know, he puts all this spin, but he was sideways and he still flipped it up. I saw Kevin Loader. I told Kevin's story. Kevin got me. I trusted him and one of my friends. And when Kevin got locked up, I had to do the assault in the jail on his ass. It's like, this motherfucker came like, guess who back there? I'm like, for real? And he saw me and I had to put some work on him. I'm like, you ain't never tried to pay me. You sit there and you dutched and dodge and you can't duck and dodge right now. So I had to give him a few. But anyway, Kevin blocked Gervin's shot. Kevin played with the Kansas City Kings. Kevin blocked Gervin's shot, and then Gervin like scored 30 straight on him. Gervin scored like 30 straight points on Kevin after that. And he kept telling Magic, he's like, you better talk to your boy Magic. That's what he kept saying to Magic. You better get your boy Magic. Kevin was nice. Kevin was a solid 6'5", 6'6", 245. It's 260. I mean, solid. A solid big dude that had a nice touch. He had a nice touch, but solid, a really solid brother. He was like that even in high school. But I came across a lot of people. Shoot, Gerald Busby was another one. He was on that 79 championship team with Magic and them and quit after like 10 games because he wasn't starting. He quit that championship team. And, you know, that's what everybody asked him, you know, rest of his life. Why you quit that team? Because he wasn't starting. That team was stacked when he went there. Had Magic and Kelser. And Busby Busby was really a 5 in high school, but he could have been a 3-4, probably more of a natural 4 at 6'7", and was impatient and hoop dreams. Harden gonna choke. May return game 5. Harden gonna choke. No, Harden gonna put that work on him. I told you, Harden gonna be the big O. Yeah, I think it's fake too. Harden gonna end up being the big O. And you're gonna be like, damn, how did you know? That's what I see for Harden. Harden gonna be like the big O. They're gonna turn the script on for him. And I should show this other shit I bought today. I just laughing because my son said, don't wear that shit together because it's a matching outfit. He's like, don't wear that shit together. You be just like a big purple. What is the purple dinosaur and shit? That's what he started calling me. He's like, you look like the purple dinosaur and that shit. You know, the motherfucker was like, I love you, you love me. or like the purple Teletubby and shit. He just started talking shit about me. I find it interesting. NBA sweep Nets to protect the Nets. KD winning playoff record. Yeah. I mean, you know, you see they pick Nash and he ain't going ahead. They ain't doing for Nash what they did for Kerr. They did it for Kerr. Put Kerr out there on Mark Jackson's team. Same way they did my cousin Tony. put Gruder in there and let Tampa Bay win when that was Tony's team. Tony put that team together. So, and there's people talking shit about the Vikings for the Vikings trading down. They let a receiver go to Detroit. They let a receiver go to Chicago. Yes. Two of the highest rated receivers in the draft. If they would have kept their position, I think was 12, they traded back to get the safety from Georgia. You let rivalries get two of the best receivers in the draft that you got to face. Now, I guess maybe they feel stacked at receiver with Jefferson. I don't know. But they were better players than what they got. Because they went, I think, the third round or their second pick in the first round, they got another defensive back. And that was Zimmerman's shit. That was his Achilles, was he just couldn't get the personnel. Well, that's the way they ran it. And they was talking about, did they end up picking that quarterback up from Liberty? That brother from Liberty? That's what they was predicting. They was going to get the brother from Liberty because they love the Vikings love to get these brothers from these small schools and develop them. And like Dak's first contract, you get to starting. You got some quarterbacks making 40 million, 50 million a year, and you starting, and you on a decent team, and your bonus might have been about 30 million, but not that weekly check. That weekly check is about 200, 300,000 a week. You only gonna make about 3-4 million in the season, but you got a big bonus. But for the next 4 seasons, you played one, the next 4 after that, you're going to be making $350,000 a week. And that 30 is not going to keep being there because you're going to be dwindling in it. And here you are, only making $350,000 a week. So do you see why they have to do the moves to show a little force? Because they're definitely not going to give it to them. I mean, running backs. Now, this is what you have to understand. Just like wrestling, you got to be able to take the falls. You got to be able to take the tackles. They get mad at you. They'll hurt you on purpose. Hell, I showed a video where dude hurt his own player in the game. That Chicago game, hurt his own player. Before they took my other channel down, I showed a perfect video that showed the defensive team taking out his own man so the other team could score. Hell, that Vikings, the Minnesota Miracle, shows that. The safety taking out his own man. So the free man can't chase. My Seahawks drafted well. ACWE. If you might not been here, I'm getting that Russell Wilson $300 some jersey, even though it's Seattle, for $20 tomorrow. I'm picking that bitch up tomorrow. Tempted to buy it tonight, but she put it on the rack for me. She said, well, if you like it, I'll keep it here for you. If you want it, then you buy it. If not, I'll just put it back out. They got the LA Kings, where it's the crown right here. It's purple. Purple and gold, LA Kings, like early LA Kings, and just the crown in purple and gold. And the Adidas store got purple and gold Donovan Mitchell 3s in the same colorway. I don't know. I just like shit like that. I don't know if people like shit like that. I like shit like that. There's Lorenzo. I was talking about you earlier, Lorenzo. Lorenzo had the video. He shared the video. Lorenzo shared the video, and this is going to come a little late. You're going to get this. It's a delay. But Lorenzo showed the video that showed the ball with the little chip inside the ball and the glove. And the gloves. So I don't know if he still has that, but he had sent that to me years ago. I hate the Steelers, but I can give them props on their first pick. They kept it home with getting Kenny Pickett. Oh, okay. I don't really know the college names, so okay. It's going to be interesting who play quarterback for him. I like tobacco too much. I could probably chew. Shit. If I bought a box of these motherfuckers, I would probably chew one every day. And you know, I like all teams. Like this is the Duck shit from '97, and this is a real jersey. It's got the shit in the back to tie to the pants. I was gonna get that King shit, but I saw this one, and this one's cheaper. But look at all this stitching. Look at the Duck. The Duck is cool, and it says Duck on the bottom. Ducks on the bottom. I saw this shit. I was like, shit, look at all this detail. Got some motherfucker's number. And he was the captain too. Shit, how you gonna party with me? Whoa, the chip is in the what? That wasn't you to send me that, Lorenzo, where they had the workout ball, where they put the chip in the ball, and then they had the gloves, the grip gloves attachment. You didn't send that to me? I thought you sent that to me. Maybe not. Somebody else sent it to me. But it's, yeah, they showed the way they put the chip in the ball. They sewed the ball together, and then they was showing dudes working out with it. Yeah. But it was high school people, and they called it a practice gloves. But it was the grip gloves. They showed you how they did it. But that's still out there. You probably could still find that, but that's still out there. I don't think it's hidden. I don't remember who sent that to me. But as I said the first commercial I said it was just one glove. And later they went to the two. So maybe that wasn't you, Lorenzo. I lied on you. Okay, I'm sorry. I lied on you. Should have went with it, man. Just like, yeah, I sent that shit. Yeah. And you know, that when you hear people rap, that's you got to have fun. You got to be fun, you know? You got to enjoy the interaction, enjoy the way you present whatever you present. You got to enjoy it. That's why I love about C Over, because he enjoys talking about the tech. You know, it's not like just a job he enjoys it. Like watch when he used to do the computers, how to fix the computers and stuff, and it's just cool. You know, that is, yeah. I didn't, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Man, I wish I did. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. There you go. The ultimate reception football in gloves. Okay. And there he is. Lobo knew. Yeah, that's out there. That's that. And shit, that commercial was 17, 18, maybe even before then. It was at least 17, 18. That ain't new. That's been around. That's why I think Lobo guest mentioned the first person was what's his name? They played with the Rams. Beckham. He was the first one where you saw that catch. I mean, that catch had to be magnetically done. The catch, I showed it in the Michigan-Ohio State game. Because he's right. I saw the Barkley catch, and it's like this. When they don't want that shit out there, they show it like that. They show it quick. And you're trying to get it, and you can hardly get it. They show it quick. But the Michigan game, the dude caught the same ball. He caught the tip of the ball on the move. Go back to my video, Michigan, Ohio State. The number 7 catches the tip of the ball on the move. It's basically the same play. So that stuff been around. Now, you know the difference between this and, see, it's like, if you don't lick this motherfucker, it'll start getting dry. That's why you keep them, you keep them moist. You keep tobacco moist. You can tell cigarette motherfucker be talking, cigarette, subject at the table, be moving and shit. I used to work with motherfuckers all day, 2, 3, go through. They smoke 2 or 3 of these motherfuckers a day. Be working and shit. It does help to know motherfuckers. Because I work for the water department. And they was testing these motherfuckers, and I had already got put in a grade above, and they're testing everybody, and I had to do that shit. Now, I did the shit one time. I did do it once out in the field, but when they was testing everybody, I didn't have to do it because I was already at the pay grade. But it was funny how they was testing all these motherfuckers to make them tap into a water line, know how to tap into a sewer line. Now, I had done both things up to that point. I had done it before, but I was just laughing watching. I'm like, I did that shit. I ain't gonna do that stupid shit. Let me tell you how I have no carpenter skills. This motherfucker asked me to build him a cabinet for his maps. Well, the OSHA dude stopped me from sawing myself in two. I had the electric bandsaw, and I was going this way towards me and about to cut myself in two. And the dude stopped me. I didn't know anything about that shit. The last time I did some shit was 8th grade when I made a ping pong paddle, and my ping pong paddle looked like a tennis racket. You know, it was extra big and shit. So I made him some shit like bigger than this truck. He couldn't even put the shit in the truck. The shit was so big. Like, okay, you ain't had nothing for me to do. Well, I thought you might have been in Boy Scouts. Well, I did never build no stupid ass whatever box. Motherfucker, I lived in the city. What the fuck you talking about? I'm going to hoop and be on hoes. I'm not building boxes, brother. No, that's not true. I knew how to build tree houses. I did know how to build tree houses. Before civilization was taken away when I was a boy, I was with all these older boys that knew how to build tree houses. And so they went on a treehouse building spree. And when all of them moved, I was old enough to be king of all the tree houses. And so I would go around and beat up other children that thought they could climb in the tree house that I had something to do with. So for a while, I was the treehouse king. And then you go there now, there's not even woods there. There's no trees. This is just buildings, apartments. See, they killed all that. They killed all that. Call it progress. We had places to roam, to use our imagination, to build shelter for ourselves outside of our home. Became a hobby. To be slightly self-sufficient. Let me see. Let me go back. I'm sorry. I'm talking shit. Steelers are a smart franchise. I don't know about that. Bears are idiots. They didn't draft the offensive line for Justin Fields. It's trend with black quarterbacks. They don't give them the protection. That's a good point. I'm coming. I did send it. Oh, hold up. I'm coming. It's coming to me. I did send it. See, talking shit. See, you talk shit too soon. I thought it was you, man. I thought it was you. I'm giving you props. You got to take it. Hey. Always get the protection. What's the word there? Is conspiracy. How you doing, brother? How you doing? High vibrations to you for sure. I didn't think Lamar would be the Baltimore much longer after the Hollywood Brown trade. I don't know. I think they like him in that part of the country. I think they do. So, well, he's locked up for another 2 years, isn't he? So, yeah, well, taking away them like they did the same way with Mahomes, taking away the good players. Throw the bag at him. Sam Jones died this NBA season. Watch out for the Celtics. They might. That's a good point. I had put that thought into it. What, Sam got 10? Sam got 10. Yep, Sam Jones was probably sacrificed. Well, but Sam Jones, come on now. Sam Jones used to hoop with the caveman. What are y'all talking about? Sam Jones won 10 championships against cavemen. They would go into the cave and they had the games in the cave against the caveman. They was hooping. You know what a torch is? The cavemen just had torches. They in there hooping on a stone floor, stone backboard. The only thing leather was the ball. That's how long ago Sam Jones played. So I don't think he got nothing to do with it. No, the Celtics was struggling at the beginning of the season. As soon as Sam died, they started to ball. Tatum's shot started to go in. They have always favored Tatum, though. They have always favored Tatum. I mean, they make him kind of the loser, but I don't think I wouldn't. If they won, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think they want to shame him like Chris Paul. I really don't. So, but I told y'all, Embiid gonna hoop. He ain't staying out. He gonna have the mask on. And guess who's gonna be behind the mask? They gonna come to me and like, hey, he needs some spiritual help to hoop. You've seen the movies, Angels in the Outfield. Well, they're gonna come get Big Pontiac is in the training room. Big Pontiac is in the Holmes locker room. That ain't the word I'm looking for. Watch. You gonna see him hooping. You're gonna be like, oh, yeah. You're gonna be dream shaking him. Dream shaking him. But I wouldn't be surprised with Boston. That would surprise me. I just think they're gonna give it to Steph. Oh no. Let me take it back. If Philadelphia goes, I think Philadelphia will win it all. If Philadelphia doesn't go, I think the Warriors will win it. So if we go Warriors, Celtics, that would be Bill Russell, Sam, Casey, but Sam for right now against Wilt. Yeah, and they always beat Wilt except one time in the Eastern Conference Finals. That was the problem. The Warriors. This season, the wide receivers have been the high-profile players, which is rare. That's a good point. That is a good point. I see Bucks and Warriors. Embiid won't play. I don't know. By golly, I think the sugar to him might work. There's two jackasses quit this week. One had an immature outburst, and the other one resigned. I've been working by myself for 3 days covering the plant. Oh, bet. Yeah, if they suckers, good. Get suckers away from you. That's the only thing, with me going back to work after 8 years, is running into suckers. And I don't have to work. I'm doing fine without working. It's just, I feel better. And so I'm going to do a little more hustling. That's how I look at it. I can hustle, do that. I'd like to build up and start reffing again. Because I still know all the people. They call me. I get called all the time. One of my friends in Michigan call me all the time. Like if they're going to be in Washita. Washita is about 30 miles past Milwaukee. So it's about, for me, it would be probably 7 hours drive. And go ref, make more than the gas money, but they pay for the room and everything. But it was just, I want to do all that damn driving. But that's Wisconsin. I'm sorry if you didn't know. I was talking about Wisconsin. Because Milwaukee's about 45 minutes from Chicago. So I think Washita, maybe 7, 8 hours. But it's past Madison. But this is nothing but flat terrain to travel over. Nothing but flat. I mean, you got a few curves, but we can always start moving at work from state to state. I get them low prices down here. Okay. Well, that sounds good. That sounds tempting. I still know a lot of people. And, my children are older. They listen. They listen too. And they kind of cut into me what's happening. So, bet. Because I am always hustling. Always getting people together. I noticed I was running out of wax for my little things, and I hit my man. My man said, this is this. I'm like, cool. Because I ain't out. I ain't motherfucker be like calling somebody, hey, I'm out. No, I'm not out. I bought some of these little damn drops. I left them in the car. I'll show them tomorrow. There's some little damn drops. They got that CBD shit in it. It's some other shit they call it. Mega 8 or some shit like that. And the shit gets you like, they're about to pass all this shit up here. And that shit mellows you out. I'll tell you what, though, they getting rid of that flavored vape shit. Like 2 other cities down here got rid of that shit. Like where I live, they don't sell that shit. They can't. And then the little city by us, the place where I got this from, they got to stop selling that shit too. Yeah, that Delta 8. Yeah, Delta 8 for sure. Yeah, Delta 8. Yeah, Delta 8. That's it. That shit's good. The gummies, I don't like getting a lot of sugar, so it's other ways. I like putting the shit in my coffee. Yeah, Delta 8. Hey, so that shit here. The flour, shit, the Delta, the flour they have, that shit's just as expensive. The first time I heard of Port Washington, Wisconsin was on the show step by step. I didn't know it really was a city until I looked it up. Oh, bet. Shit, you can go to parks in Wisconsin where you find selenite, big pieces, and it's illegal to take the shit. Technically, any park, it's illegal to take the rocks. Wisconsin don't be bullshitting because there's crystals everywhere. Man, as I said before, if you do the real study of the history of the mounds, and as Tasha beautifully pointed out, mounds are star, almost types of individual stars energies. It's like a mound was almost a representation of a star. And so you imagine that Wisconsin was nothing but a state of mounds that people let go for thousands of years. These mounds was everywhere, and they destroyed them all. It had the most mounds of any state, and mounds are representation of stars. So that's why crystals is everywhere. You go in the parks. I mean, up here we live on pink granite, and it's some of the highest vibration stones there are. And that's why people got them everywhere. These big houses, they got that pink granite. These little houses around me, like 200,000 houses. These people got them around me. And when they tore my street up, I took them because it keeps that up. What did he say? I get up and nothing gets me down. He said, I got some Delta 8 Memphis. It was pretty good. Yeah, it's smooth. It's smooth. I've been getting it. And I got some drops. Some drops is kind of put them in the coffee and stuff. I am addicted to coffee, no doubt. I'm addicted to coffee, hats, jerseys, shoes. But that's the kind of stuff I like. And I'm not having no funeral and all that shit where they're going to put that shit up in me and suck my soul out in the tube. No. Once I leave, I'm going to be laying my head in the east. Somebody related to me going to be somewhere around there. Maybe they on the phone listening to me, taking my last breath. Some old shit. I don't know. But yeah, they're not putting all that shit in me. I said, when I was a child, we went to a relative's house and they took care of the body. They didn't do all that shit to them. They washed them, did everything, put the clothes on them, and everybody came in and saw them at home. I was really young when I saw that. And I never forgot that. So it ain't always just been this, you go to their place, that doom and gloom. Where they want to hold that gloom. And I am not saying you're not supposed to be emotional on lost people. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, there's nothing spiritual about going to a funeral home. It's a home for death. Do you dig? It's a home for death. So that is not raising you spiritually. That is not helping your person to go spiritually. It's more of a bind. It's to stop that. The process with the bodies, they trying to stop that. And they're trying to convince you to pay all this money for this casket that is more of a bind. And I've talked about this. Y'all listen to me. Y'all heard this kind of talk before. PJ say addiction. Did anybody hear about earthquake in St. Louis? I didn't. I didn't. Oh, that's interesting about mounds. Used to be in Wisconsin because that state is now mostly flat land, but I have a feeling it was higher valuation, Well, the two things here. You got to remember now, this is Wisconsin and Minnesota. This part of Minnesota is glaciers area. And so you see, what you got to understand is there are glacier mounds or glacier where the glacier stops. So you see like a little part of a little hill, big giant hill. where what could they do with this thing? This like parts of these hills is just from being pushed from New York coming down, being pushed with the glacier rock. So it's plenty of glacier rock here in this area in Wisconsin, especially Wisconsin. You get in Wisconsin, you be areas where, they had to blow them glaciers up to make the highway. So yeah. But yeah, it's flat, but it's a lot of glacier area, I guess is my point. I'll take a picture of the first mound of these days and send it to you when it came off the highway. It came, oh, okay. Okay, bet. Oh, check this out. I caught this. The paper caught my eye. Jeffrey Chauvin, the Floyd thing. They got that Muhammad, got some of his reduced. I'm pretty sure Muhammad is out. Pretty sure he got out with time served. So Chauvin is appealing his murder case, his state murder case, though. I didn't get the paper, but I'm pretty sure he's appealing the state case. Now, remember, he also got federal time. So Chauvin also got federal time. So I'm guessing what he's thinking is he's going to get the state case reduced and time served might count towards the federal time. I don't know if he's doing them concurrently. I don't know. I don't think he is. I think I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised him being a cop. The feds probably got him. If. But yeah, that'd be cool, PJ. Take a picture. That'd be cool. But this was a magical day, and days is going to just keep being like this. Because that's my manifestation, They beat on me long enough. They let me shine a little bit because I took it like a champ. I took it on the chin. And what did Bootsy say? I'm busting out. I'm hanging loose because I'm a rubber band. And that's how I feel. And that's why I bring to you the good times. This is the church of what's happening now. Normality is restored. In the church of what's happening now. Somebody did a comment talking about what faith. I have faith in myself. I have faith in what I create. I have faith in the experiences I've been allowed to access. I have faith in the ancestors that are in my DNA and allowed me to access them. That's what I have faith in. I'll give it out. Get that dragon moving. I'll give it out. He's a beguiler. I watched this video and he's a beguiler. He was beguiling people. He was enticing people with all these stories. I just have fun, y'all. Try to give you relatable things that to build on, for sure, without having to tear people down. Oh, this is one of my pet peeves that I hate. And I remember I've hated this for 40 years. So one thing in the 70s, well, they take it back to the jazz age. They take it back to the jazz age, and they said that the brothers that did the jazz, because Europeans always called them boy, no matter what age they was always boy, that brothers started referring to themselves to man. Well, this was really highlighted during the hippie era. Oh, man, the man coming down on me, What's happening, man? A lot of people say, what's happening, baby? But what's happening, man? So to start the story off, I remember my girlfriend. I had the same girlfriend when I was a senior. I went with this girl from September till I graduated. When I graduated, when I went to college, she went back out to California where she was from. It was like that one year we was meant to be together. But one of our first dates, she was like, we had smoked a little bud. And she was like, oh, man. And I'm like, okay, man, you're a woman. Do not say man to me like that. Or women saying man to each other. Oh, man. But my point is, okay, I'm getting interviewed on national television and a female is interviewing me and I'm going to say, oh, man. Chris Paul did it last night, 37 years old. You are being interviewed by a female. Why are you saying, oh, man? The game tonight, I caught ESPN had number 22. Same thing. Oh, man, how is this? How are you being interviewed by a female and you're saying, oh, man? I don't get that. I don't get that. And you see pro athletes do that all the time. Now, if you're talking to a man, okay, I give it to you. But if you're talking to a female, I'm not giving it to you. I mean, that's not being articulate. You're talking to a woman, so you don't say, "Oh man." So that's something I don't like. Help me out here. If you get carried on the shoulder, does that mean you died in honor? As a part of the brotherhood, are you going to tell the secrets? Yeah, on the shoulders is honor. I mean, Super Sly says that all the time. But yeah, that means you go out in honor. Yeah. Being carried low necessarily means you're not even really connected. And so when you see people carried on the shoulders, they're connected. They ain't just like, no, they're connected. They're through ritual. That's ritual. Where they're already elevated in death. That's what they're showing you. In death, they're still elevated. So that's deep ritual. What they do when they burn a person, you know, that back then they built the fire high, they put him in it, and burn him. So you see, carried him out high, being able to be lifted already, kind of ritual there. But yeah, that's what it is. If they worried about you telling some secrets, there ain't no you. They still ain't found Jimmy Hoffa's ass. Talking about he was buried in the Meadowlands, the old Meadowlands. Yeah, they done tore that shit down, built some other shit. They always going to dig somewhere. We think we really found him. You know, we think that hip bone was his. Yeah, when they don't want you to be found, they can make you disappear. So, motherfuckers. So they tend to, yeah, people tend not to tell if they can't. That's why you see all these like Johnny Briscoe. It's the same thing. You can't do the business without their cooperation. I mean, as I was said, one time there was a very sophisticated heroin ring here. The problem with Minneapolis, what we have is logistics. I mean, really, we are in a fucked up logistics place. We are so far north. So if you're talking about bringing Ye here, I mean, you have to travel so far to really get a connection to make it worthwhile. Go to California. Look how far that take you. I mean, you trying to just start with one. So we're a really odd place. Some of the shit, if you expect it from New York, it's going to come around, go to Lake Michigan, or go around and go to Duluth, and then come in from Duluth, or come in from the Mississippi River, down south, come up the river in one of the containers. So this is an odd place for that. It's an odd place to hustle for that. I'm not saying the money ain't here, not saying the demand, but I'm just saying logistically wise, I looked at it and I listened to people, and it's just, I see the problems. Because I mean, I used to just do Bud back and forth from Michigan to here because it just did depend where it was cheaper. We robbed a guy. Guy used to leave his Bud on his third floor balcony, and I found out about it. So I went, got one of my guys, came back one night, had to do climb up the balcony like Spider-Man. We got about 20 pounds. Climb up the balcony. Like, man, I was like, hey, we can go get this stuff. He keep it on the balcony because he's scared to keep it in the house. He was like, what is it in the cooler? I said, he got a cooler and a lock in the front. So you just throw that bitch over. Now let it land. As soon as it land, I'll pick it up. Mother climbed up like Spider-Man and shit, third floor. Dude called me like, man, somebody got me. Damn, sorry to hear that, Holmes. Should have been scared to keep it in your house. Yeah. No, this is what Lorenzo said. Hell yeah, you got women calling each other bruh for real. Yes, definitely. I'll be like, y'all are women. What the fuck are you calling each other bruh? Like that's us. It's some of the strangers. Exactly. Because they mimic our conversation so much that they apply it to themselves. Now, no stab at anybody. I ain't gonna say that shit, but it's like Brothers don't call it, like if a brother call you a bitch, that's fighting. That's pretty much fighting. Like my ex-wife was like, you know what, I get mad when I call him. I call him a bitch. And she's like, you know, I'm like, no, I don't know. What do you call him? I'm like really tripping. Like, what do you call him when you're really mad? What is your main word? She's like, a bitch motherfucker. I'm like, oh, so when you tell a man that is your hardest thing. I'm sitting here laughing at her. She not getting it. I'm laughing, but I'm like, okay, so when you call a dude a bitch, that's you at your maddest. But she's saying the behavior is a bitch. So I wish I had you as a pops. We have been Jack boys for real, riding Bentleys. Man, I kept Audis. I mean, the cars ain't shit. What shit to get? You could buy. You could take cash. It wasn't until, I'm trying to think, mid 90s. It wasn't until the mid 90s until you got Redline with over 10,000 in cash. It wasn't until then. Shit, back then in 86, 87, Rolex was only like 7-8 grand. It wasn't until 90 that Rolexes went up to 10. But you could get, like I said, you can get Tudors, but you could get, because that's how I started. I got a Tudor first. I got a gold Tudor, perpetual motion, and then got a Rolex. But they was only the stainless steel Rolexes. You could get, man, what was that deal? One time I got stainless steel for me and my ex-wife, and I don't think we paid $3,000 for both of them. They was Rolex stainless steels though. And then we end up trading them in, and we got the gold links in the bracelet. So it was stainless steel. No, the face was gold, but the bracelet wasn't all gold. It was stainless steel and gold. That's what we moved up to. We moved up to that. And then when they went to 10,000, that was about 95, maybe 95. And now that same watch, 30 to 60. Yeah, you had it. It's a picture of Martin Luther King wearing a presidential, like 63, 64. He got a badass. He's doing the Mason pose, but he got a Rolex on his watch. Whereas that picture of Malcolm, he got a Timex. King had a little better flavor. When Malcolm is doing the Mason pose, look at this. But the ring, Spike Lee put that ring that Malcolm had. Spike Lee got a copy of it. Because if you see Malcolm when he's praying in Mecca, there's a picture where he turns it around. He turns the ring around. He turns the ring around like this, and he's praying in Mecca like that. And Spike Lee got 3 made, I think. And he had 1 made for him. Yeah. And he gave he gave Denzel 1. I got a stainless one. Had to put that joint on layaway for about 2 years before I got it. Yeah, we got those 2 watches for, and then, we got the credit. We got them 2 watches for $3,000 back then. $1,500 a watch. Same watch. But I got them Tudors. I got that Tudor gold one first. Because they gave me a catalog, and I was looking at the prices, and I was like, I asked the guy, I was like, don't they make these too? He's like, yeah, that's their other brand, the Tudor brand. I was like, oh, so this one costs that much, but this one that's gold too costs this much? He's like, yeah, we can get you that one. Is that the one you want? Let's try that one. Let's try that one. My ex-wife still got hers. All them watches we bought together, she still got all that stuff. I had people steal them. People did call, they loved me, wouldn't see them again. Women. Life, I broke a chain one time and watched it go down the sewer. Broke it, and the shit went like I was on the street, and that shit went right in the damn storm drain. And flashlight and everything looking for that shit. Like shit. But consumer days. That's a good point. Consumer. I mean, I feel like this. It's like no matter what you wear, no matter what style, your clothes should be clean, you should be clean, and you should smell good. For me, that's the way to handle first being a man. You should present yourself like that all the time. Even going to do the simplest chore. Here's a perfect example. Now, today I'm wearing my Adidas. You know, I've got black and white Adidas gear, and I got the Donovan threes, and with all white, but with the gold trim. And it was funny. I saw a young girl check me out, and she laughed when I caught her checking me out. But it was like my energy. She dug my energy too. Just the way I carried myself with confidence. And, you know, I have a pistol too, because I'm not a trusty guy like that. So I carry a pistol all the time. But, you know, when you go shopping, you have to look around. But it was just, she liked my energy, the way I presented myself. And that's how most men should be. You should be a man all the time. As I said, a couple of weeks ago, I got frustrated and barked at some of the teachers. But when they called me, I immediately apologized. And then when I saw them the next day, I apologized to them again. Because we all get caught in a little bit of frustration, and I knew I was wrong. And my daughter's like, yeah, Dad just cussed out everybody. She's talking shit to her mom. She's like, yeah, Dad just cussed out everybody, Mom. Wasn't even a big deal, and he just cussed them all out. I really didn't. I was like, hey, I can go off. But I apologize. Because you can't be too little for that. Now, what are solutions for success? I think everybody says this: work hard, no matter what you do, no matter what your passion is, work hard in it. If you just study shit, work hard in it. No matter what your passion, if you have your job, do the best you could do. If you can get along with everybody and you find a way to do what you can do, then do that. We can't really worry about our people because there's really no helping everybody. Those days are over. Now, if you find enough like minds and can kick it with them, that's great. But you can't be in that thinking you can help people. You can help anybody. Anybody that needs the help and you feel their energy is good, why wouldn't you help them? Perfect example. My mother had worked with a woman for 10 years, treated her like a daughter. And when it came time for that daughter to kind of have her back, lady turned her back on my mom. My mom's like, cool. 10 years later, it's shaky where the other lady worked. My mother then moved on. My mother was offered the opportunity. She's like, you know what? I know somebody that would be good in this. Called her up. Talked to her. She's like, you know what? Check this out. Go call so-and-so. I'll tell him about you and you go talk to him. One of my cats is under here. And she gave her the job. She's been in the job 7-8 months now. So my mom could have been salty and like, fuck you and your family. But it ain't got to be like that. Ain't got to be like that. He's like, okay, I understand. What do I say? I'm another yourself. I can put myself in your position. You was just playing safety. You had your hands up. But that's moved on. Didn't stop me. And so I'm still gonna, if I can help, I'm gonna help. See, women, especially sisters, are cool with gay men calling them bitch because they look at them as that, but they're not. They never really would be. Well, yeah. Men ain't gonna take that. I mean, if a person identifies as a female, then okay. But not regular men. That's all. That ain't how we regularly talk to each other. If I call you a bitch, I'm probably about to slap you or shoot you next. Man, I try not to get emotional anymore over words, but you just watch mug. Because I mean, I pay attention to people. And, you know, especially shopping. And it's like, I'm never going to be a victim. I'm not going to be the mug y'all see, you know, across the country. This old motherfucker bought some shit. And, you know, there he is laying on the ground. You know, the helicopters flying over. They show me on the ground and shit. Yeah, I'm not going to be that man. I would be the one like, damn, you should have brought a pistol or something. They want the same thing we want. Into the rat. So that's the solution. I mean, as people come on here and give you advice on what you're interested in, that's the way to tap in. There's so many people on here that show good advice. I mean, the tech thing, we have a good group of people. If you watch any of me, you watch what I like, all this, we are trying to put together a group of people that are positive and can show you an interest. Now, whatever your interest is, I mean, we are all part of trying to see who can do what. And we check with people, we text people, we email people, and we's like, this is what's going on, how we doing it. And the beautiful thing is like, even if right now you can't afford to do it, we have people around that's like, once you get it and you want to go in a certain way, it's like, just hit these people up and then you get what you need. And you achieve what you need to achieve while helping this group. And that's how it should be. No hating on anybody. Be like, man, we give a lot of free information and, you know, but it's like, it comes to a point where you need to buy information and buy some of these talents. They're there. The people are there. This is by far the best beer. They didn't have any more. That's why I didn't go to that store today. They didn't have any more. This is the best beer they make out there. Definitely. And I know I got to find the new card for the Divination. And I really got nothing to do tomorrow. Isn't it one game tomorrow? Something like that. Hockey playoffs about to kick off in May. I like hockey. The city won. They sold so much stuff today. I saw a bunch of people going. I talked to 4 people that was going to the game today, buying gear. The boy was like, Daddy, you wearing that to the game? I got a giggle to myself. It didn't sound like the little boy was going. He didn't buy the little boy shit. I mean, he had a little boy, like maybe 2, 3. So I didn't, what he bought, I was like, yeah, Junior's not going to the game. Oh, and you know, I guess like my long-term plans is really, I think I've kind of given up on finding Moors that are worthy Moors, noble Moors. I don't think that's gonna happen. I just same thing over and over again. You get to seeing people and it's the same thing. But you know, I'm gonna set up where, you know, I'll start giving out this time walking information. Because I'll say this is like, it has to be taught and it has to be kept going. You know, in the same way to use this stuff too. I want to really show people how to use this stuff. It ain't just imagination shit. This shit you can do this shit. You ain't got to do all that blood. It's very doable. And so hopefully I can move things into that. And give some of that information out for the people that are interested in getting that information. You got to read the comment before that. They want the same thing we want in the rant. We shouldn't look at. Oh, okay. Here we go. We never look to as us. Every morning we get reminded as men. Every month to get reminded they're women. We shouldn't look at studs as our panatas because they don't like us. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I agree. I agree. The NBA playoffs before the NHL playoffs were usually the other way around. Yes. Well, no. Well, No, because usually the Stanley Cup is always in June, July. Usually June, July. The NBA normally ends early June, whereas hockey goes into later June. But maybe. I'm not a more, but I'll carry the legacy on up. I always hear in the bullpen, bet, yeah, bet. Start getting groups of people together because it's gonna be easier to get groups of people together and starting some of this stuff on a practical manner and how you can use it. Yeah, because other than getting a few books and stuff, I got the information free. Now, Turtle Gang, he's like the dudes from New York. The brothers from New York, it's hard for them not to jump on something. I would say Dark Man X is the one few dude that's been the same. And, like really it was me, Sly, and Dark Man X in 17. We was coming on, I think, every Saturday night. And he's really never because he got burnt by some people. I mean, he really did. He got burnt by some people. So never saw that hustle that I see in other people. Now I see other people, and it seemed like Turtle Gang is even falling into that. All of a sudden, he backing European science and the out-of-African theory. Now, ancestral production, that's what his thing is. And if that's where his knowing takes him, okay, I still back him. I got to agree with that part. There's a part of humanity that you can follow that way. And if that's what your calling is, cool. I still support him. I still try to share his work because you watch his shit, it's some deep ass shit. He be on them peoples. And he's like, them peoples, if you stick to that stuff, them peoples is part of our peoples. So he breaks that down and right the fuck on. I ain't trying to argue against that or for that. That's his thing. I understand where it comes from. He throws in their face what they threw in our face. He throws it back at them. Right on. Moors and Hebrews are damn the same. Sometimes I think the Moors don't be as out there as the Hebrews. Hebrews be looking at the Bible like that shit is a lot of codes, and they don't be teaching the codes. You get in the Bibles and you teach Bible codes. Don't look at scripture and try to say how it's you. No, I'm talking about the start. This year the NBA playoffs started before the NBA. Oh, yes. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Remember one year we went to North Carolina, it must have been 2 or 3. And her sister had, where I think my son might have been born. So this might have been 80. No, this was 90, 89, 90, 91, somewhere. And I remember watching everybody had went to bed because they were still going to work. We was just staying with them. I ain't had to work. We was on vacation like a motherfucker. And so I'm watching hockey till, late. And they on Eastern time. So that was deep June. I'm in North Carolina, air conditioned, watching hockey. But I've always loved hockey since a boy. I learned to ice skate, used to play in the backyards. I was in high school. When the team started fighting, we walked on the other side of the stadium and started fighting with the students from the other school. That was just kind of like a go. My boy was telling me about, yeah, but we go over to Portage Central, we beat them up. I'm like, you really? Y'all just beat them up? Like, watch. And so I went, I was intrigued because back then I liked to fight. As a child in high school, I liked to fight. I told the story before. My best friend was like a 7th or 8th degree black belt when he was 17. I don't know. He was a little older than us. When I was probably 12 or when I was 16, this dude was probably in his 20s. He was just short, I think. But he could whoop some ass. I watched him whoop 7 dudes at 17. He might have been 18, but he whooped the shit out these dudes. Mark Crockett. He ended up being an Olympic coach. I think when they was in Korea, maybe he was Olympic coach then. Like 84, 88. Shit, that motherfucker had a palace down in St. Thomas. He flew us down there when my son was born. Shit. He didn't have a crib. He had a palace down there. He was one of the first dudes to franchise health clubs. Yeah, he's one of the first dudes to franchise health clubs. So that's how he made his money. And he was a bad motherfucker. Mark was no joke with them hands, feet. Yeah, when they talk about Bruce Lee was little, and because he was little, couldn't whoop a lot of ass. Well, Mark was about 5'7". Yeah, and he could put it down on people. Put it down on people. And didn't really, he's just a trainer, teacher. But people fuck with him because we was always in bars, And it was some of that bullshit. You done took a motherfucking woman up in the club. Want to get him, want to get Dave and Buster. Dave and Buster get mad because you done took their women and you walk into the car with Dave and Buster's women. Dave and Buster's get mad and want to fight. So sometimes you got to whoop Dave and Buster's ass. Darkman has always stood on this square. I remember when Darkman got burnt by Kalanga. There he goes. He used Slide Channel to address the issue with Kalanga because got flagged or something. Oh shit, he was hot. He was hot like a motherfucker. No, the motherfuckers cheated him too over some money. They was trying to get some water systems put together. And them dudes wasn't doing what they said. And Darkman X put some cash up. So he was pissed. I would call Darkman X and we would talk like this. We would talk like an hour or two. Like it was people listening to us, but we just talking to each other. I mean, it was like all the time we would talk and we would just talk for hours. He's so cool. And it was like, it was never where we wasn't talking. Because when this shit back in 17, I'm like, let me see this shit work and see if I get with Darkman X. He's like, oh, Time Lord. Oh. And we would just go, just talk to each other. Like, it'd be nobody but us. And we just talking back and forth. So he's a good brother. I like what he's doing with his channel. Right on for him. Right on for him for sure. All right, here's the divination for those who want the energy tomorrow. And let me say this. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I would just really want to say that really supporting the channel, there was really, it helped a lot. You know what? I'm a modest man now. Now I've lived a great life. I've had to sacrifice things for my children, which is okay. But, I live comfortably. I ain't got to work. I'm retired. I don't got to work, but I'm better. I'm better. And so I like to hustle. And so it's a chance to hustle. But thank you, because with the support of people, it helped me, that extra inch. Sometimes you just need an inch. And people that support the channel, you help that inch. Believe me. And thank you, because it's like if just one little thing works, and this will work, then that will work, and then that will work, and I'm gonna keep trying to push it. So these days have been glorious. Thank you so much. Thank you for putting up with me. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to get it together and still bring it. So I just want to say thank you guys for coming. Thank you so much for listening. Say thank you so much for when you comment. I mean, you just don't know. It means a lot to me. So don't ever think that, you can say what you got to say. And I find value in it. And I just want to really thank everybody for that. And so tonight we have Kaban, Common Mind Usage, Earth Force, Incense, Quality, Centeredness, Synergy, Synchronicity, Earth Force, Galactic Alignment, Earth Keeper, Fluid World, Resonance, Clue Tracking, Crystal Healing, Shield, Plant, and Herb Wisdom, Medicine Way. The symbols are rainbow, white lion, or the whale. The number is 17. The color is fuchsia. I don't think I have any fuchsia. Maybe. But you see these signs? See, this ain't no English shit. This shit come from the Americas. You see why they incorporated this in our writing? Because they knew it was in our psyche. Herbs are Irish moss. Flowers are fuchsia, ginger.
Flower essence is corn. Wow. Grounding, spiritual relationship to the earth. Scents are nag chapa. That shit don't smell good. Narcissus. I don't know what that is. Stones are dark pink tourmaline. Oh, that is so pretty. Dark pink tourmaline. Channeling crystal, pink ruby, morganite, and pink fluorite. Pink fluorite is really beautiful. So is morganite. Morganite is a Russian stone, if I remember right. It's a new, new energy. It's coming from the east. New directions. Element, earth element, shadow wisdom. Focusing on past and future, not being in the present. Be here now. Be here now. Overinterpreting signs, symbols, dreams, visions, jumping to conclusions, non-identification with earthly existence. But the way you can turn it around is be centered in the present moment. Observe without judging or drawing conclusions, because a judgment is a conclusion. Keep it fluid. Allow the larger pattern to emerge. Remember your choice to come to Earth in this unique time of transformation. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's see if the mantra is some bullshit. Let's see. Thumb and fingers. Okay, so what they're saying is, okay, that didn't work. All right, so what they're saying is, how do you do a triangle? Is that a triangle? I don't know. Thumb and fingers of both hands touching to form a triangle, like that more. And you rub it from the lower chakras. Oh, okay. Okay, so hold it where you come from your ankles up. And you do that 3 times while saying, gift of the sacred eye of the centaur, sacred loop of the Ouroboros, circle of the 5th, be completed in me. I am aligned with my center earth and force aligned with the cosmic force. So. I still don't think I can wear them hot ass headphones. Damn, I don't even like wearing these motherfuckers. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it. After that Dark got finished, Slide pops on the screen, smiling about Dark Man went off. That incident introduced me to Slide. Yeah, I was there. He went off a couple times. I mean, a couple times he went off. Like, yeah. But he got it out. And Sly, had us back to next week. So we should all get together again when we all have time. We all have good information. Everybody's doing good. And that's what it is, We root for each other. We watch each other's stuff. So, you don't never hear me disrespecting them. Ain't got to agree with a motherfucker, and I call everybody motherfucker. So, but you ain't got to agree with a motherfucker all the time. You just observe. Like, okay, he feels like that. That's cool. But I don't feel like that. And I'll move on. That's all it is. That's all it is. What did he say? What did Marvin Gaye say? Take it light and take it slight. Don't come to me with neutrality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on, what's going on, what's going on, what's going on, what's going on. And don't let me get into the originals. Baby, baby, you don't have to go. I love that shit. I love raising my vibration, listening to love music, putting that love in my heart. Because there's so much out here to take it away from you. The witch is right. Love her above. And damn, okay, you gave me the stuff about Dana. Come on, give me a break. You know what you're beguiling? Quit. I mean, damn, the shit is stupid. But,
These people like you, and they like to let you know that we're around. And I forgot the bitch name, and the bitch put her shit like, oh. I forgot the bitch name, and the next day her whole name comes in. I'm like, this is some silly shit. Stop it. But Mora, it all starts with a gentle sadness. They came from their original homeland. They knew that they had exact numbers of years and days before they disappear off the culture as a culture and a lifestyle. Civilization would build to a gentle love. They lived in the Creator's day and knew how to separate cycles in the great serpent, which is the Milky Way. And remember, as you deal with people, be able to look through their eyes. You don't have to know the czar stuff. Be able to look through their eyes and say, I am another yourself. So you can immediately do the matrix and turn and look from where they're coming from and what they're thinking about. That's not invasive. That's getting along. Hey, Dr. Sinister, thank you. I'd argue with some dudes that believe in dinosaurs. Gotta love me. read Wes Benary shit. He show how them dinosaur people got fucked up. The dinosaur people got fucked up. Jupiter's Rising show you the dinosaur people, the motherfucking things they call dinosaur. Them peoples got fucked up. And apparently, the European-like people or tall white grays, I don't know. But one of these mugs got them. Sending that Virgin energy out there. Cut through ignorance. Heckamore Diamond. May you vibrate at your highest. And the other Virgin. May you cut through ignorance as you move through time and move through it. And we give Shorty. May you have the transformation of the werecat, of the wereman, the cat man. The transformation of I will get and fuck you up. You know the Richard Pryor joke where he's like, okay, you bad. He going to rob a store. And dude was like, oh, you're only bad because you got that gun. And the dude put the gun on the counter. It's like, here, if you think you can get that gun before me, we're going to do some cowboy shit. And his buddy and the guy with the dude with the gun said, don't do it, because he's got another one in his back pocket. And so tonight, as you lay, wherever you lay, know that is your universal creation ball field. They want to give it a name for a dread. They want to give it to you, but it's not. It's a creation ball field, and it's your time to go into your dream scream. And may you be protected by everything that you have put together, and you have given no agreement for something to attack you. This sleep paralysis has no right to attack you, and if it attacks you, that's what you have to tell it. I did not let you in here, so why are you invading my space? I've made no agreement with you to take the terror you think you're going to cause me. If I'm not strong enough to fight you away, you've made no agreement, so it has to vanish. So anybody going through that, it vanishes because if you have not made an agreement for it to be there in the first place, it should not be there and has to leave. You know contracts. So everything you put in your room should be enough to protect you. And those that you will have to work tonight, may you rest, may you work through the rest of your shift safely, and may you get home to your loved ones once again. And may you have real rest as you go throughout your day. And in closing, remember, love just is. There ain't nothing attached to it. Shit, I love this bitch. That's it. I love this bitch right here. That says it all. Who you love? That bitch right there. You see that bitch sitting over there making that ugly face, giving me the finger? I love her. And that's okay. And as we close, remember, the days are long, but the years are short. So I've been your super funky hero. This is Big Pontiac bringing it in, doing it to you in 3D. So good, it's good to me. This has been the Chocolate Mountain Show. I've been your super funky host, Big Pontiac. And so we will be in here tomorrow to bring in the long days of May 1st. So be with me tomorrow and fuck with me tomorrow. So till we meet again, say less.